How's it going, guys? It's Kyle with TheHowToGuy123 here, and a few weeks ago I hit 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I just want to thank you guys for all the support on my videos for the past couple of years. And as a special video, I wanted to show you guys my setup. This is where I create all of my videos and do most of my gaming. I believe the last setup tour I did was back in 2018 when I had around 700 subscribers. So a lot has definitely changed since then. So let's go ahead and check it out. First, let's take a look at the main attraction, which is my custom gaming PC. Here's a look at the front of the case. The case is an NZXT H510i in white. The case has a glass side panel so I can look into my computer and see my components. Here is a top view of the case, and a look at the other side panel, but there's not really a lot going on this side of the case. I was going for a bit of an ice theme with this build, which is why I chose the white case, and I keep the RGB lights at cyan. I built the PC in early 2021, and I was fortunate enough to get all the parts that I wanted for this build, despite the part shortages. But due to the shortages, I had to buy the parts separately over a period of a few months at the end of 2020. In total, the PC cost me about $4,000 Canadian. In terms of specs, the CPU is an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. It's an 8-core processor with a clock speed of 3.8 GHz, and it has a boost clock of up to 4.7 GHz. Cooling the CPU is an NZXT Kraken X53 240mm all-in-one cooler. I have 2 sticks of GSkill TridentZ Neo RGB RAM. In total, I have 32GB of DDR4 RAM running at 3600 MHz. The motherboard that I'm using is an MSI MPG B550 Gaming Plus. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you might remember that I originally purchased an MSI B550 8 Pro, and that I received it defective. And turn on the computer and let's see what happens. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Well, it should work, but it doesn't. And you can see there's our CPU light. You can see we got nothing on the screen. So yeah, basically the M.2 1 slot does not work. I ended up RMAing the board, and I purchased the B550 Gaming Plus at the same price. The two boards are essentially the same, however the B550 Gaming Plus has a little RGB lighting at the bottom of the board. Moving on, I was lucky enough to obtain an Nvidia 3000 series GPU. Here I have the Nvidia RTX 3080 Ti Founders Edition, which in my opinion is the nicest looking 3000 series cards out there. I wasn't able to get a graphics card for about 6 months after completing my build, so in the meantime I was using my old Nvidia GTX 970. I got my graphics card at a Best Buy drop at MSRP. Powering the PC is a Corsair RM850 850W power supply. In terms of storage, I have 2 NVMe SSDs. My boot drive is a 500GB Western Digital Black SN850, which uses PCIe Gen 4. I also have a 2TB Sabrent Rocket Q4 NVMe SSD for storage. I originally only bought the 1TB drive, but Amazon sent me a 2TB drive by mistake, so I'm not complaining here. Finally, I also have a 1TB Western Digital hard drive that I pulled from my old PC. Currently my computer is running Windows 10. I did upgrade to Windows 11 once it came out, but I decided to downgrade as I found Windows 11 to be pretty sluggish and I was having a few graphical issues. Moving on to my monitors, I have a 3-monitor setup. My main monitor is a 27-inch Samsung Odyssey G5. It's a curved monitor with a resolution of 1440p and a refresh rate of 144Hz. My other 2 monitors are some older 22-inch 1080p 60Hz monitors. I use these 2 monitors with my old setup, the first of which is a Samsung S22D 390, and the other is a Dell ST22. The monitors work fine for now, as I only use my extra monitors to view Discord, do some web browsing on the side, or monitor OBS when I'm recording a video, so I don't really see much of a need to upgrade them. Next, let's take a look at some of my peripherals. My keyboard is a Keychron K4 wireless mechanical keyboard. One of my goals with this build was to start ditching the cables on some of my peripherals and go wireless. This keyboard connects to my computer through Bluetooth. The Keychron K4 is a compact 90% keyboard with a number pad. I got my K4 with Gateron brown switches and an aluminum frame. This was my first mechanical keyboard and I'm really happy with it. It has a variety of nice lighting effects. I usually just keep my keyboard set to cyan to keep with the theme of my setup, and I also have this other lighting effect so when I press a key, the backlight fades out. Here's a quick keyboard sound test. Moving on to my mouse, I have a Corsair Harpoon RGB. I've had this mouse for a while now and it's wired, but it works perfectly fine and I haven't really had a reason to upgrade it yet. It's a fairly basic mouse. It has two programmable buttons on the left side of the mouse, and a button under the scroll wheel to change the mouse's DPI. It has some RGB on the Corsair logo, and the mouse can be configured with Corsair's IQ software. I also have a basic SteelSeries cloth mouse pad, and I've also had this for a while and it's quite old and pretty worn out, so it's probably time for a new one. Next, taking a look at some of my audio devices. The headset that I use is a Logitech G733. It's a wireless 7.1 surround sound headset. The headset has its own dedicated USB dongle and does not use Bluetooth. The G733 has RGB lights on the front of the headset, which can be configured using Logitech's G-Hub software. In my opinion though, RGB on a headset is kinda useless as you can't see the lights while the headset is on your head. The headset also has a removable microphone. The Logitech G733 is very lightweight and charges with USB Type-C. The battery life on this headset is very good, and I find with heavy use I only need to charge it every few days. Along with my headset, I also have these old stereo Logitech speakers. I don't use them very often unless I have people over and we're playing games or watching some videos. Now I'll show you my microphone. The mic that I use is a FiFine T669. I received this microphone to review for free a little over a year ago, and I still use it because I really like it. It makes my voice sound pretty full and clean. It's not a very expensive microphone, and the T669 comes in a microphone kit. It comes with the microphone itself, a windscreen, and a pop filter, which I don't use very often because I find it's pretty big and gets in the way of viewing the screen. It also comes with a shock mount and boom arm to keep the microphone off the desk. With the boom arm, I can move the microphone close to my mouth when I'm recording a video or talking over Discord, and when I'm done I can push the microphone behind my monitor. Usually the boom arm clips onto your desk, but I didn't have a good place to clip it to where the microphone would be out of the way, but also be able to reach my mouth. So I came up with this solution to drill a block of wood into the wall, then drill a hole to the top of the block where the boom arm could rest in. It works perfectly and the arm fits snug and is able to be swung around smoothly. Additionally, I drilled a screw into the block of wood to where I can screw in one of my LED video lights. I have two lights and I use these for filming. I wanted a place to put my lights behind my monitor for when I'm filming at my desk or streaming so that the lights are pointed at me. I keep the other light on my shelf that is above my monitor. These lights are small and portable and come with a small tripod so I can move them around if I'm filming a video elsewhere. I keep a tripod behind my main monitor where I set my camera when I'm filming at my desk. The camera that I use is a Canon EOS Rebel SL2 DSLR. I'm still new to DSLRs, so I'm still learning how to use this camera effectively and getting the best video quality out of it, but it definitely beats filming videos with my smartphone. I currently only have one lens, which is the kit lens that came with the camera. I also have a Comica V30 Lite shotgun mic for recording audio while filming. I also use my SL2 as a webcam for my PC. As I just mentioned, I keep the camera on a tripod above my main monitor. I then use a dummy battery to plug my camera into the wall, so I have unlimited power and don't need to worry about battery life when using the camera for long recording or streaming sessions. I use a basic USB capture card to take the video output from my camera and use it as a video input for my computer. This will allow me to use my DSLR for recording or streaming in OBS, along with a webcam for video chatting. Additionally, I have a basic Microsoft LifeCam 3000 webcam. It's an old 720p webcam that I've had for a while now, and I also use it for video chatting if I don't want to set up my DSLR. Below my second monitor, I have a USB 3.0 hub for some extra USB ports, and I keep a 1.5TB external hard drive connected for extra storage and backups. Something I've been in the process of setting up is Touch Portal running on this old Asus Android tablet. Touch Portal is an app that lets you turn your Android or iOS device into your own homemade Streamdeck. Touch Portal allows me to control my computer and use hotkeys for OBS, Discord, and other programs all from this Android tablet. It makes recording and streaming a little bit more convenient. As an example, I have a page of hotkeys for recording videos in OBS. If we take a look at OBS, you can see that my mic is muted. In Touch Portal, if I tap mute mic, my microphone will be muted in OBS. If I then tap unmute mic in Touch Portal, my mic will then be unmuted in OBS. I'm still working on getting Touch Portal set up the way I want it, but when I'm done, I'll probably make a tutorial on it. Moving on, under my third monitor, I keep my Xbox One S. I don't really play it too much anymore, and I originally got it to play Halo, but now that Halo's on the PC, I don't really have much of a need for it unless I want to play Halo 5. The main purpose the Xbox One S serves in my setup is to keep my Dell monitor a little bit more level with my main monitor, and I also use its USB ports to power my lights. At the end of my desk, I keep my laptop, which is an Acer Swift 3. The laptop is a few years old now, and I originally bought it just for school. I'm out of school now, and the laptop served me well, but I really just use it now for occasional web browsing or watching TV away from my desk. In terms of specs, it has an Intel i5-7200 dual-core CPU, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, a 240GB NVMe SSD, and a 14-inch 1080p display. The main selling point for the Swift 3 for me at the time was it was a fairly thin, light, and portable laptop, and I could easily stick it into a backpack. Below my desk is where I keep my old PC. This is the PC I showcased in my last setup tour, and right now I usually just use it for testing out ideas for my videos, or doing anything experimental that I don't want to mess up my main computer with. I built it in December 2014, and it was the first PC I ever built. The specs include an Intel i7-4790K quad-core CPU, 16GB of DDR3 RAM running at 1600MHz. The motherboard is an Asus Maximus 7 Hero. Unfortunately, 2 of the DIMM slots for the RAM on this motherboard stopped working, so I need to run the memory in single channel, which keeps the PC running slower than it actually should be. The graphics card is an EVGA Nvidia GTX 970 superclocked. I also use this GPU in my current PC while I was waiting for my 3080 Ti. The power supply is a 750W Corsair RM750, and currently for storage I only have a 240GB SATA SSD. The case is a Corsair Carbide 200R. Currently the PC runs Windows 11 despite being incompatible, but it seems to run better than my main PC, which Windows 11 actually supports. Taking a look at my desk itself, I have a custom desk from IKEA. I purchased 2 wood tops in black and screwed them together atop 9 aluminum desk legs. I actually only bought 8 legs but needed 9, and unfortunately IKEA has run out of the legs in stock, and months later they still don't have them, so I had to improvise with this temporary wood leg. The desk creates an L shape, and I have lots of room to keep my PC atop my desk along with 3 monitors, and have plenty of room left over. On the side of my desk, I have hooks where I can hang my headset, and on the back of the desk I have an LED light strip going around the entire length of the desk. It's a basic light strip that can light up various colors and effects, but I usually just keep it at cyan to stay with the theme of my setup. The desk wasn't very expensive, and I believe it only cost me $75 in total. Moving on to my desk chair, it's a basic leather office chair, and I don't really have too much to say about it. It's comfy when sitting at my desk for long periods of time. I decided to go with this office chair over a gaming chair, as I find most gaming chairs are overpriced, overrated, and have pretty bad build quality. Below my desk I also have a filing cabinet, where I store my most used cables, USB flash drives, SD cards, controllers, and physical copies of Xbox games. Moving on to my smartphone, I'm still using a OnePlus 5. I've had this phone since it was released in 2017, and I haven't really had a need to upgrade it, as this phone still suits my needs just fine. I'm not a huge smartphone guy, and I don't usually run out to buy the latest smartphone unless I really need it. I only use my phone for basic tasks like web browsing, social media, listening to music, and calling and messaging my friends, and the OnePlus 5 does this all fine. The battery still lasts me a day, and the phone runs Android 10, so it's still running a semi-recent version of Android. The camera is okay, but I usually just use my DSLR to take pictures and videos. I do think I will upgrade my phone by the end of the year though. One of my favorite features of the OnePlus 5 is it has a headphone jack. However, I have recently bought some Samsung Galaxy Buds too. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with these earbuds. They have pretty good battery life and connect to my phone pretty seamlessly. However, the fit could be a little bit better, so I might invest in some new ear tips pretty soon. And that pretty much concludes the setup tour. Just before I end off the video here, I just want to plug some of my social media, as I never really promote it in any of my videos. So if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I'll leave a link for those in the description below, and feel free to check those out. I also have a Discord server that I made a few years ago. So I originally made it, so if you're having any issues with any of my tutorial videos, feel free to join the Discord server, and either me or any of the other members on the server can give you a little tech support and try and resolve any issues you're having with any of my videos. Also, feel free to join the Discord if you just want to hang out, talk about tech or gaming. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And once again, thank you guys for 20,000 subscribers. And hopefully we can hit 100k pretty soon. I know we still have a bit of a ways to go, but I feel like at this point it's definitely obtainable. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.